Hello, my name is Morijn. I'm a law professor at the University of Groningen in the Netherlands, but it's only quite recently that I started doing academics. Before this I was a civil servant, a diplomat and a judge. Henrik Enderlein was somebody who combined academia with policy work, and that's what I've done in my life as well. I started with a PhD as a scholar, but soon moved into policy practice. And I've actually always combined the two things, because I believe that you're better in the policy field if you have an academic grounding and an academic outlook, but you're also more interesting as an academic if you can talk about what really happens in the policy work and world, and what theoretical arguments are the ones that may resonate most. Don't panic if you don't really know what you're gonna do, because you can do a lot of things one after the other, and follow your heart in that regard. I think the people that are most inspiring to me are the people that are genuine, and genuine people are always people who seem really thoroughly passionate about it. Don't look like 9-to-5ers, but really bring some passion, dedication to the table. You can do that in many different ways also, and you don't really pin yourself down in one way or another. If you make a choice now that you're no longer happy with 5 years from now, you can always switch. I'm interested in Berlin because I've always wanted to live in the capital of Germany. Of course, I'm a specialist of European Union law and policy, but the reality that all member states are equal isn't actually true. Some member states are more equal than others, and Germany by far is the most important member state in practice. So I find it interesting to understand how policy is made here, what is relevant to Germany, also for the kind of things that I'm interested in democracy and rule of law. So at the moment there's a lot of fear that democracy may be on going down. Specifically, a lot of young people, for example, vote for radical right-wing parties. My own experience is that many young people that I encounter are actually extremely keen to learn more about it and be engaged. I have been involved in setting up a foundation that is purely student-led and is really premised on trying to understand better not only what democracy is and what the rule of law is, but also what I as a student can do about it and how I can learn about it. And one of the projects that we recently did, for example, was training first-time voters for the European Parliament elections to convince other first-time voters what you can actually vote for and what you should learn from the European Union to make an informed choice. Whether you're interested in green politics, in social politics, whether you're sort of a conservative at heart, you will always need democracy, and that's why it's absolutely fundamental for young people to make it their own. The funny thing is that initially, as an academic, I didn't really like teaching at all. I just saw it as another way of studying myself. But gradually, specifically because I got so much more experience in the policy world, I realized that students actually liked being taught by somebody who could explain what actually happens in practice. Since then, I also started liking teaching a lot more because of the interaction, the engagement, learning a lot from the questions that you get and the feedback, and just making sure that I radiate my passion for what I think is important, and if there's only 1 or 2 people who will continue working on the fields that I care about, that has much more impact in the long run than writing an article or doing anything in the media, because it will be a 30 or 40 or 50 years investment, rather than, as we say in the Netherlands, that you are in the newspaper today and in the litter box tomorrow. I'm a great jazz fan. Last year I had the good fortune of working close to New York, and I often went to New York to listen to jazz, including the great Ron Carter, the original bass player of Miles Davis, and to see somebody in action who masters his instruments in a way that nobody has ever done, in his case the bass, for me is the ultimate relaxation, and it's a beautiful atmosphere.